Hey guys, I wanted to talk to you for a few minutes about a problem of being busy. And I think that it's something that I struggle with. I feel like I'm always running a million miles an hour, and it's really hard to make time to stop, prioritize, and really look at what's important. And so I feel like I've struggled with busyness for forever. I've always been involved in a million things, and I always want to do everything perfectly. So time management is a big deal. And I think that if we're honest, we're all busier than we think we should be. And so I found this amazing book, and it's called Crazy Busy. And I just finished reading it this week. So I wanted to kind of give you some excerpts and talk about it a bit, and just kind of share what I think some of the highlights out of this book are. And another thing that's really awesome about it is that the subtitle is A Mercifully Short Book About a Really Big Problem, which is so true. It's only 118 pages. It's really tiny. If you've ever had to read anything for school or work or anything, you can read this. Okay, so the first thing that I wanted to mention from this book are some points from the second chapter. And so the second chapter is titled Here, There, and Gone, 3 Dangers to Avoid. And I just want to read the 3 dangers to you and kind of talk about those for a moment. It says the first danger is that busyness can ruin our joy. And I think that couldn't be more true. It's so easy to get caught up in all the tiny, tedious, mundane tasks of life and lose the joy of why we're here. I think that we get so bogged down in our to-do list. We think, I have 50 things to do today, and if I don't get those things done, then the world's gonna end. And it's not. Our to-do lists often are full of things that aren't important or can wait, and there's something better that we should be doing. The second danger they talk about is busyness can rob our hearts. And I think that really goes hand in hand with the first point, but this one is talking about our spiritual well. The heart is the wellspring of life, and I think busyness a lot of times is a mind game. We get caught up and we just have to go, and we don't take time to love on people and be present in the moment and experience life like we should. And the third danger is that busyness can cover up the rot in our souls. If we don't take time to stop and sit with God and commune with Him, then it's really easy to let junk pile up in our lives. And I think that it happens more often than not, that we just go, and by the time we stop to talk to God, we're embarrassed and ashamed because there's just so much that we have to confess and apologize for. And it would be so much easier to take the time to talk to God on a daily basis and get our hearts and our souls cleaned up, so that things don't just pile up and ruin that communication we have with God. The next topic that I want to talk about is technology. There's a whole chapter talking about technology, and I think it's super on point. We live in a technology-driven era, and I realize that as I'm talking to you, you're watching this on YouTube, which is using technology. So I'm not saying that technology is all bad, but I think that technology steals our time and our attention and our focus. And it doesn't need to. We don't need to be connected 24/7. Your 500 Facebook friends can wait while you sit and talk to God. And I think even people who have good intentions, people who try to have a devotion every day, phone can be a huge distraction. I know I'll sit down to do my devotional, and the next thing I know, my phone's going off, and it's a Facebook notification, or a Words with Friend notification, or even a work email. But at that moment, that is less important. And I think that, 9 times out of 10, we reach over and grab our phone and break that communion with God when He was trying to speak to us, and we were willing to listen, but we just let technology get in the way. I want to read this quote from the book about technology. It says, "What if we prefer endless noise to the deafening sound of silence? What if we do not care to hear God's still small voice? What if the trivialities and distractions of our day are not forced upon us by busyness, or not forced upon us at all? What if we choose to be busy so that we can continue to live with trivia and distraction? If digital busyness is the enemy of depth, then we are bound to be stuck in the shallows so long as we're never alone. Our digital age gives new relevance to Pascal's famous line, 'I have often said that the sole cause of man's unhappiness is that he does not know how to stay quietly in his room.'" And I just think that's so true and so great, and you should let it sink in. And then the end of the book is amazing. And I want to read just a couple excerpts from the end, and I think really they speak for themselves. So, this section's called "That's Why They're Called Devotions." And it says, "If you are sick and tired of feeling so dreadfully busy, and are looking for a one-point plan to help restore order to your life, this is the best advice I know. Devote yourself to the Word of God and prayer. This means public worship and private worship. I'm not telling you how much time to spend. You may start with 5 minutes a day, or 15 or 50. A few unhurried minutes are better than a distracted hour, and a consistent habit is better than a sporadic burst of fits and starts. As someone who has had a devotional time since high school, and has also struggled to have a devotional time since high school, I can tell you that no single practice brings more peace and discipline to life than sitting at the feet of Jesus." And the very last paragraph says, "It's not wrong to be tired. It's not wrong to feel overwhelmed. It's not wrong to go through seasons of complete chaos. What is wrong, and heartbreakingly foolish, and wonderfully avoidable, is to live a life with more craziness than we want because we have less Jesus than we need." And so, I don't know, I love this book, and I know that it's one that I'm going to be reading and rereading and highlighting and really trying to apply, because not only does it have spiritual applications, it has practical advice, and I think that it's awesome. So, check it out, Crazy Busy by Kevin DeYoung, pretty cool, and to emphasize my point, and to refer back to the Bible, I want to read a couple verses. So the first one is Psalm 46:10a, and you might know it. It says, "Be still and know that I am God." That's something that I've been working on in my own life. A lot of times, even throughout my day, I think about God, and I know that He's God and He's in control and that. But do I really take time to be still? Be still and know that I am God. Because that's when He speaks to us, and He's able to direct us and lead us and show us things that we would otherwise miss. So I think taking that time, being intentional, and setting apart time to be still and commune with God is so important. And the other verse I want to read is Romans 12:2. It says, "And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God." the way that you renew your mind is by being still and talking with God. It's so easy to get caught up in the ways of the world, especially when you're crazy busy, especially when you're being pulled in a million directions. And I think that's one of the biggest downfalls of my generation, is we're so focused on everybody else. We're so worried about being popular and being pretty and being liked on Facebook and having a million Instagram comments and, you know, getting retweeted. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, what matters is what you do for God. And I think the best way to make a difference, the best way to know what God is telling you to do, is to stop and listen to Him. To be still, know that He is God, listen to what He has to say to you, and stop running around like a chicken with your head cut off just because you can. It's not fun, and you know it's not fun. So why not do something differently? So, that's all. And I hope it helps. Bye.